Hey folks, Adrian Amos from Synergy Technical, and today we're looking at the new preview troubleshooting and support experience in Intune. Last week we brought you information about the new devices preview UI, and it looks like Microsoft has extended that same treatment to the troubleshooting pane. So rather than trying to go through and switch and show you what the old experience looked like versus the new one, I thought I'd have them up side by side. In the left-hand side here, we have a user logged in to a demo tenant looking at a specific user with the new experience, and it's set to default to this view for this user. On the right-hand side, I have a different user logged in looking at the same target user using the legacy experience. So what you'll notice right off the bat, the organization of all the content is very different here. While I do have the user's display name and email address and user principal name and account status here, in the legacy experience we actually had groups hiding up here as well. So the second we wanted to see what group memberships they had, we were already navigated away from this. Underneath the user information, we actually have leveled information about devices, groups, policies, applications, protection status, updates, enrollment restrictions, and diagnostics. And underneath that, we've seen the first major change in our UI, right? Instead of having to dig through each application and see what is its status for this machine. Is it available? Is it an uninstall? Is it required? Is it OS? We actually just get this really nice red light, green light kind of color coding, right? Policies seem to be applying well. There's a conflict for a few. Compliance seems to be applying well, right? So right off the bat, our troubleshooting experience is much easier with the new version than with the old version. And if we want to look through and see what devices does this user have access to, it's a simple click. It's going to give us a list of the user's devices, what the status is of those devices. Are they compliant? Do they have applications, lifecycle status changes that are pending? Again, with this leveled information here, instead of having to hunt for the groups that are here, I simply select the groups from this list. I'm not navigated away from this experience. And the same is going to be true for policies that may apply to this user and or this device. Now I can see all of the policies that should be applied to this device, and I'm going to be able to filter down through this rather than going through here and decide what kind of policy am I looking at, right? Are they compliance policies, configuration profiles? The same is true for my applications. Clicking on this is so much easier than coming through and looking and discovering that I'm only looking at the top 5 of 25 applications. This is simply my list, and I can see here what is the status of this application. Is it installed, right? The same is true again for updates. And this is probably my absolute favorite one right here, because now I know this particular device should be receiving updates with my production ring. It's not part of my dev, it's not part of my test, it's not in an auto patch group. If this user is calling to complain that they're not receiving updates or they've received updates that have damaged them, I can see now which ring this user is associated with. And if they're calling because they're not able to enroll a new device, I can actually see how many devices this user should be able to enroll. So there's a lot of great information in here. There's functionally more information than we've had in the legacy experience. We have this beautiful organization of colors and statuses that makes it much easier at a base to figure out exactly what it is we're trying to troubleshoot. So if you haven't used troubleshooting in the past, I highly encourage it. It's actually really a great tool. The new UI is faster, the new UI is cleaner, and I'm really excited to get started playing with it, and I hope you found value to this. If you did, go ahead and give us a thumbs up and subscribe. We try to bring lots of valuable content to you to help you ease your administrative challenges in the Microsoft Cloud. Thanks for joining, and we'll catch you next time.